Well, hello and welcome to the virtual garden. I'm Lindsay and it is my channel, and it's our garden that you're going to see throughout the year. We start off with the front, quick tour to show you that we've got some grass. We don't do an awful lot out here, but we have roses, some of which go back to before we moved in, and we try to put a little bit of colour other than weeds in the summer. Give you a bit of background into how this started. During the first lockdown, we decided that we'd try and keep a little bit of a video diary about what's going on in the garden, just to do something for ourselves, really. We're not professional gardeners in any shape or form. Our knowledge is gleaned from parents, friends, gardening programs, a fair bit of winging it and hoping for the best. But that's what gardening is all about to a certain extent, is you try it and see what happens. So if you feel that you want to continue on this journey and you think it might be of interest, please like and subscribe to the channel. If you hit the little bell, then you'll get notified of when there's a new update. So, to continue with the garden tour, this is the bit that's a bit more interesting. So, we'll start off here. This is my latest addition to the garden. Ken very kindly made this potting table for me for my Christmas present, which is going to be invaluable to me. I shall probably spend hours there. He will make them to order. If you fancy one for yourself, then please make a note in the comments box below and he'll get back to you. At the moment, I've really got most of my cuttings of the yuccas that I bring on, and we tend to sell those at plant fairs as and when they come up. It's going to be a while, isn't it? But they get sold for charity, essentially. I have also got a few cuttings of the bay tree there, and I'm really hoping that they're going to take. I don't seem to have much success with those, although I have to say that my sister does. Really annoying, don't like to be beaten. That's the old potting table. As you can see, it needed replacing, but that went from garden table to potting table, and now will end up on our fire. So the rest of the garden, as you can see, we have some green stuff out here. That's not terribly good lawn, and it's not in good state at the moment because of the time of year, and we didn't manage to cut it before the winter weather came on. But we also have a few interesting plants that come up, just give us a bit of interest in the garden. This one is the first one that flowers, actually, and when it's on its way, you can see that the flowers are starting. And they last for a very short time, but the scent is absolutely beautiful. It's a hebe of some sort. Don't ask me what, because I am absolutely hopeless with the Latin names. But it's really nice, and it always reminds me that spring is well and truly on its way. We try to keep some pots around the nice little fish pond that we've got. Got a few goldfish in there. Used to be the site of our greenhouse, but we got rid of the greenhouse and put this and the patio there instead. Much more useful for us. We tend to sit there and have a few drinks, whether it be coffee, gin, prosecco. We're not fussy, we'll have any of it, really. So going on up through, as you see, a few more shrubs and bits and pieces. The daylilies are starting to poke their noses through, and then we come to, this is the patch where we have the rhubarb, and usually the dog's up here checking, make sure that it's growing properly. And then the back part of the garden. Now this is an area where we really need to concentrate on this year, to clear it out, get rid of the really big stuff. As you can see, some of it is a bit too big for the area, and plant some bits and pieces that are a little bit smaller and more manageable. It's a real shame, but it's just been there for too long and just got a bit overgrown. So that's a project for this spring. Certainly not going to do it while it's this cold. the main part of our garden, probably the most important as far as we're concerned, and that's vegetables. It's just winter vegetables that are left at the moment, as you can imagine. Plenty of leeks to get on with. There'll be some leek and potato bake and some leek and potato soup, I strongly suspect. The end of the carrots, really, they probably will go to soup as well. Ken makes a really mean carrot and coriander soup. Obviously we have the winter greens, we have the sprouts, which we've been eating since Christmas. They're very small but lovely, really nice and tasty, and the purple sprouting, which will come on after that. And lo and behold, a few more leeks behind there. We have the start of next year as well, this season, with the garlic. We eat quite a lot of garlic, so we thought we'd give it a go at growing some. So as you saw earlier, there was some in the pots. We put some in here and we covered them over with the mesh there. That's obviously got to be put back on, it's blown off, but just to see whether we can get some growing. We'll probably plant a bit more in the spring, and we can compare how they go and see which version is best, really. And broad beans, it's really good to plant those, certainly in this part of the world, plant them in the winter, because it helps reduce the amount of blight on them in the summer. So they're coming on really nicely, doing very well. And that really is about it for today. I'm not sure that we'll be able to progress things terribly much in the next few weeks. It really depends on the weather and how things go. But anyway, this is a start to my 2021 year. I hope that you've enjoyed it, and I hope that you'll join the journey with us through the summer and see how the garden changes throughout that time. But for now, it's goodbye from me, and if I can find him in the garden, it's goodbye from him.